Now, to bring the conversation back home, controversy has been trailing the whereabouts of President Bola Tinubu since his trip to Riyadh for the World Economic Forum. Since the trip to Netherlands and two-day meeting in Saudi Arabia between April 28th and 29th, President Bola Tinubu is yet to arrive in Nigeria. Nigerians are concerned, especially as the May 29 inauguration anniversary is just around the corner. Presidential spokesman Ajuri Ngelale had, in a statement, said the visit to the Netherlands was at the invitation of Mark Rutte, that's the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. While in the Netherlands, the president participated in the Nigerian-Dutch Business and Investment Forum. Well, Arise analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us now to discuss public concern over Tinubu's disappearance from the public glare after trips to Denmark and Saudi Arabia, and the need for more accountability from the presidency on the president's activities and movements. Good afternoon, Mr. Sobowale. Welcome to the program.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure being here as usual.
Yes, it's great to have you. Now, to just get straight into this conversation, of course, we also know that opposition leader Atiku Abubakar has added his voice to this. And what he's saying is because the vice president was also scheduled to travel to the United States, that the country would have been on autopilot with the absence of the entire presidency. Where is the president, and why is it important for us to know where he is?
Well, it's important for us to know where the president is. I won't know where he is.
I was hoping, I was just trying my luck. Maybe you have.
But you see, the concern is legitimate, although given the timing, it is extravagant. You get me now? It's not as if people are saying the president should not travel, but they want to know where he is. It shows good concern on the face of it. But you see, I think he has been away now for about a week. We knew where he was, in Riyadh. Then he went to the Netherlands, and he was doing business. Just yesterday, the aides, Dayo narrated the deals they have made in those places for economic development of Nigeria. So, if one can speculate, he may be indisposed, which is a natural thing because he's a human being. And it won't be the first time we'll have that in Nigeria. There was a time we had a sick president for almost half the term, but he survived it. Even that same president, it took him 6 months to form his cabinet. People are talking of lacuna. You get me? It's too early to talk of lacuna. I wish the president well. And I hope he just shows up so that he can dispel these rumors and show people that he's healthy, and active. But then, like I said yesterday too, that is the business of his aides to explain his whereabouts. But for Nigerians to be concerned, it is a legitimate concern. You get me? Maybe you want us to discuss all the things people have said that the vacuum has created. Get me? Somebody said the legislature should have been concerned, should have been looking for it, but the legislature is a rubber stamp legislation. I don't think there's need for that. And you see, we must watch language in the way we trade tackles with each other, especially the political parties, because language matters. Language matters. For now, I welcome the legitimate concern, but I won't speculate on the whereabouts of the president. Let the people who know the whereabouts talk. Like we said yesterday, that somebody will talk, he spoke. So maybe by tomorrow too, you get something again. So let's leave it at that.
Okay, well said, Mr. Sobowale. Now, some might argue that the president's absence highlights the need for a more robust succession plan and a clear mechanism for the transfer of power in case of incapacitation or prolonged absence. My question is, how would you assess the existing constitutional and legal frameworks in this regard? Do you think that it should stay the way it is, or do you think there should be some kind of reform?
There's no need, absolutely no need for any reform. Because you are talking as if the president had just died. As if he's ailing. Okay, it's not even alien, it's not sick.
We don't know where he is or what is happening with him.
And then you are already questioning
That's
the
the cost of
constitutionalism
silence.
of our governance. No, that is not on. It is too premature.
When will it be?
And-
when will it be a good time to ask this question?
If a president dies in earnest, the vice president takes over. This president has not died. You have not been told he's sick. Are you speculating on that? The law is clear on succession. That's also why even some of these critics said it, that they ran on a ticket, and if one is incapacitated, the other should take over. We have had that before. We had a president who was sick for a long time, but eventually the vice president took over. But we have not reached that stage yet. And don't let us speculate dismally or on unfortunate situation. I believe this is an administrative issue. It's not even political. Get me? Because they said even if the vice president plane had not had some fault, it would have been out. And people were saying, should the president and vice president be away at the same time? It depends on where they are going or what they are doing.
Given the state of the nation.
Yes. What is the state of the nation?
Oh, we have a lot of
The
things.
nation is
Which
believed.
page
We
do you
have
want to start on?
several issues that
yeah.
we're dealing with at the moment, pertinent issues.
And you say some people will tell you, perhaps they are away to give succor to the pains.
Both of them at the same time.
It's unusual. It is unusual. It is unusual. But then, you know, given the nature of diplomacy and governance, you cannot stop that. Anywhere they are, in this age and time, they can communicate with anybody. Even during COVID, people communicated.
So-
Are we still in COVID?
I'd just like to address, something that is seeming to become part of our governance culture, which is absence without explanation, not just at the presidency level, but even at the subnational level as well. Now, of course, we don't want to add any speculation. We don't know the cause of the absence. So that's not
absence without an explanation.
Well, I
don't have that information.
So why do you not know where the president is right now? Is that a lack of explanation? Is that not a lack of explanation to the people who gave him the mandate to be where he is? Because Nigerians signed a contract with the president. So at the end of the day, he owes it to his citizens to explain.
That's right.
So earlier you referred not just to this president. It has happened before in the past. It has happened a number of times actually. And I also said even at the subnational, which is why people quickly speculate sickness, because that's what we've seen in the past. Now let's take away the element of sickness. Let's just call it absence. Why is there a culture that it is okay to be absent from your office? If I'm absent from my little office here, I get a query.
Look.
So why is it that our leaders feel they can be absent without explaining themselves?
I don't feel so. I'm a Nigerian.
Okay.
I don't feel our leaders absent themselves without explaining themselves.
Okay.
And you cannot, on the basis of this single incident, draw a generalization. That's a fallacy. Because it's not a Nigerian culture
So this
for
isn't
people
part of
to
a
be
pattern
absent
we've seen before.
without explanation. And you can bet. You see, separate oppositional politics, you get me, from human rights watch, you get me, and at the same time, the human element in any situation, you get me. So let's be pragmatic and realistic. The president, you have declared him missing. Now, I don't think so. And I'm sure those who are in charge of the communication of informing us, the next 24 hours will do something to clear.
After much
to
badgering and prodding, sorry.
From here, for how many hours? I just read this today. How do you make this event historical already?
It's been a discourse for about 48
So
hours.
in the event that we get the response that you anticipate, which we should,
All things being equal.
all things being equal, how do we ensure that this does not repeat itself in the very near future, where we're asking you on a different occasion, maybe in 3 months' time, where is President Tinubu and where?
You see,
How do we
it is
ensure that it
an
doesn't happen
anomaly
again?
for a president to be missing, literally. It's an anomaly. So you have to know why. And I mentioned, see, there was a time when I think it was Yaradua. He was sick. We didn't even know whether he was in the country or not. But that was for a long time. The wife was literally in charge of governance. You get me? But you see, I don't think the situation is as dire or as unfortunate as you are implying. You get me? So
I just said he's absent.
So I think
I just said he was absent.
Sooner than later, either of the two spokesmen will put something on the table to calm our nerves again, like yesterday.
Well, we hope we can also shift away from a culture of being reactionary. It would have been, nobody would have asked questions if they just said, well, the president is taking some 5 days to go and rest somewhere with his family. I think people would have been quite satisfied with that and accepted.
I don't know his whereabouts.
No, none of us
So
know.
I won't speculate, like we agreed before.
We won't speculate.
Sam?
But we look forward to hopefully seeing him, back in action very soon.
By the grace of God.
Absolutely. Mr. Dayo Sobowale. Thank you so much. I know you're hanging out.